So one night I'm sitting at my desk and I'm freaking starving, dude. It's 10 or 11 at night. At this point in my cut, I'm only eating 2,000 calories per day because I've been cutting for over a year at this point, and my calories are slowly being whittled down as I slowly lose more and more fat. I'm just eating less, eating less, eating less. And now I'm at the point where I'm on 2,000 calories a day. I'm feeling irritable. I'm hungry as fuck, right? My performance in the gym is starting to dwindle because I just don't have enough energy to lift as much weight and as heavy as I normally do. And I'm just not feeling good. I'm sitting there, all these thoughts are running in my head like, oh, just eat something. You know, you've been doing good, right? You've been doing a good job. You deserve like a rest. And on top of that, I've also been plateaued at 197 pounds for weeks now. I've been doing everything I can. I've been getting my daily steps in, I've been sticking to the diet, right? I'm just eating simple, clean foods. You know, I've been lifting weights, getting my protein in. I've been going to sleep at a good time, drinking water. I'm doing everything, right? And nothing seems to be working. I'm just sitting there feeling like I'm beating my head against the wall. Nothing's working, nothing's working. Every day I wake up, I weigh myself 197, 197, 197.2. 197.6. It's just the same thing over and over, and it wears on you after a while. Like when you just feel like you're doing everything you can and no progress seems to be made. It's just it is demoralizing to know that what you're doing, all the hard work you're putting in is seemingly not working, and my willpower is like starting to dwindle. And my old personal trainer that I used to work with, she said this quote that I'll never forget. She said, "Nothing good ever happens after midnight." And she was referring to, late night snacking, right? That could be applied to a lot of things, but in this case, she was just talking about food. And tonight's no exception. All the voices in my head are starting to get louder, right? Just eat some food, just eat some food. So I just decide to get up, I go over to the pantry, I go over to the fridge, and I just start like inhaling the fucking food, whatever's in the fridge. It's like, I don't even have any, unhealthy foods in my house, right? I don't have like chips, I don't have cookies. It's just like normal stuff, but I don't even remember what I'm eating. I just remember I'm just like consuming, I'm just in like mindless zombie mode. I'm not really thinking about it. And it's actually okay to take a break, right? Take a day or two off, eat at maintenance, it's called a refeed day. And I'll make a separate video about that. We know that refeed days are good for you. There's science to back it up, that refeed days can help you both physically and mentally kind of refresh and reset before getting back into your calorie deficit. So you can just take a little quick pit stop before you can keep going. Even though I know that this is technically okay for me to do this, I just am getting all these thoughts in my head, right? The beating yourself up type of thoughts, like, oh, you just spent all these past few weeks, grinding, like trying to break this plateau. You've been spending all this time like being consistent, you got all this momentum, and now you're just throwing it away. You feel guilt and you feel shame, and I'm sure many of you may have felt the same things when you've spent a day overeating after you've been trying to lose a lot of weight. And it sucks because I know that tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and the scale is gonna be way up because of all this extra food volume, all this extra water weight from the sodium, from the carbs. That can be demoralizing as well, because even though the scale is not the most important thing at all in terms of your weight loss progress, I still wanna see it keep going down, right? The results motivate me. I'm a very results motivated person, right? When I wake up every day and I see, oh, it's gone down a little bit, it's gone down a little bit, the scale's gone down 0.1, 0.2, whatever, like that lets me know I'm moving in the right direction. That lets me know that I can keep going. That even though this doesn't feel the best to be so tired and so hungry and like just eating less and less food, I'm getting to the results I want. I'm losing weight. I'm continuing to drop the body fat, right? Just let it melt off my body. That's what I want. By doing this, by eating all this extra food, I'm not gonna be able to see that. Now I'm gonna have to wait a few days for all the water weight to flush out, and I'm not gonna get an accurate calorie measurement. So obviously I'm not gonna weigh myself tomorrow. Instead of wallowing in self-pity, I decide, you know what, how can I avoid this? How can I not have this happen again, where I'm eating calories so low and I become starving and ravenous and I have to binge eat, right? That's the beginnings of an eating disorder. That's not good. That's not what we want to do. We want to healthily, slowly lose weight. So how can I adjust? How can I change this? Because we don't want to have this yo-yo effect of barely eating anything, then I'm eating way too much. And then I'm barely eating anything again, I'm eating way too much. Like, that's not a healthy way to live. We need something sustainable, something simple, something where we can just keep going one step at a time, right? Slow and steady fat loss wins the race. Even though I want results now. You know, I want to get to the results now. I'm sure you do too. If you've ever tried to do what I was doing and just like drop your calories really low, then you and I both know it doesn't work. Like, it works for a little bit, and then this happens. Then you get so hungry that you just like fuck up all your progress because your body literally is like fighting against you because it doesn't want to lose weight so fast. It's not natural, it's not healthy. So what can I do? I'm thinking to myself, what can I do? How can I keep my calories higher, not end up binge eating, but still be in a deficit, still be consistently losing a good amount of weight each week? The answer, my friends, is cardio. Back when I was in high school, I lost 70 pounds in about 15 months. And I wasn't tracking food, I was barely lifting any weights. All I did was I cut out junk food, right? Like fast food, I cut out soda, and I did like a metric fuck ton of cardio, bro. Like, that's all I was doing. Is every day after school, I was going to the gym. I was going on the treadmill for like an hour. I was going on the Stairmaster for like an hour. I was going outside and playing basketball. I was going to swim at the pool or whatever. I was just focused on movement, right? Movement, movement, movement. And it worked. You're gonna lose a lot of weight doing that. So I thought back to that and I'm like, wait a minute, that worked for me in the past, right? When I wanted to go from being clinically obese, pre-diabetic in high school, to not pre-diabetic, not clinically obese. Cardio got me there really fucking fast. Why am I not doing cardio? I'm doing steps, I'm lifting, I'm eating well. Why am I not doing cardio? And when I say cardio, I don't count steps as cardio. I mean like moderate intensity type of cardio, you know, incline walking on the treadmill, going for a jog, like playing some basketball, you know, you're actually getting the heart pumping, you're actually working up a sweat. That's what I mean when I say cardio. Do that like in addition to your steps. So I go to bed and I decide, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna just do cardio. I'm gonna go into the gym and I'm gonna just do incline treadmill for like an hour. And I do exactly that. I wake up, I brush my teeth and everything, I do my morning routine, whatever, and then I decide, okay, at the end of my morning routine, I'm gonna tack on the cardio, I'm gonna tack on exercise. Let's get it done early in the morning, and then I go and do it. And it felt great to just get up, get out there, get active, get moving early in the morning. Just get some sunlight and some fresh air first thing in the morning and just get the blood flowing, right? Get the heart pumping, work up a sweat. It just, your brain releases all these like good, healthy chemicals. And what made it easy to do was that I tacked it onto the end of my morning routine, right? If you've ever read the book Atomic Habits, there's this concept in there called habit stacking, where when you want to build a new habit, you just stack it right onto the end of a habit that you already use. So like, I already wake up and I use the bathroom and I brush my teeth and I like meditate and I read a little bit of a book. At least I try to do that every morning, right? So okay, after I do all that, you know, you get spirit, you get mind. Now let's get the body in there, right? Right, mind, body, spirit. By exercising at the end of that, I've already done everything else. Instead of just going downstairs to eat, let me go to the gym. Let me get some exercise in, let me get some fasted cardio in, right? So I keep doing this for the next few days and things are going pretty well, right? It's not too intense to where I feel sore the next day, to where I'm feeling like I can't lift or I can't work out. But it's also not so easy to where I can just do it mindlessly. Like, I'm still sweating, I'm still getting the heart pumping, right? I'm still getting like feeling like I'm getting a good workout in. And I'm only doing it like 30 to 60 minutes. So it's not really that time consuming either, right? I can just get on the treadmill, I can walk, I can put on a show on my phone, or I can see what's on the TV at the gym. Like, I can just listen to music. You just kind of zone out for 30, 60 minutes and just like walk, just move. And the reason I did it every day was because it's just less room for excuses, right? In the past, I've tried to do like 2 to 3 times a week cardio. And it's just easy to kind of skip out on days. Oh, I only need to do it 2-3 times a week, right? I only need to do it twice this week. So it's Monday, I won't do it, I'm lazy. Tuesday, oh, I don't feel like doing it. I only need to do it twice this week. You know, and Wednesday, I'll just do it Thursday. Thursday, I'll do it Friday, Saturday. Then Friday, Saturday comes up and it's like, you've already built a habit that week of just skipping out on cardio. And so it's easier to just not do it because you've already been not doing it. Whereas when you do it daily, you don't even need to think about it. You just wake up, do your cardio. Wake up, brush your teeth, use the bathroom, go work out, go for a walk, go for a jog, whatever form of cardio you want to do. So after a few days of this, I get back on the scale. I took a break from the daily weigh-ins, and I'm also been back on my diet. You know, after overeating for the past few days, I'm back on the diet. I checked the scale, and to my surprise, the scale now says 196.4. And I say to my surprise, but to be honest with you, I wasn't really that shocked. I think a part of me deep down knew exactly what I said before, which is that cardio worked for me in the past to lose a bunch of weight. So of course it worked now. My body is responding well to cardio. I've tested out different things and I know what my body responds well to, and I know that my body responds well to regular movement, regular activity, right? It starts stripping off fat the more I'm moving. I just wasn't doing it, and then I feel like, oh, I'm banging my head against the wall. Why am I not making progress? It's like, dude, because you're not doing the things that got you progress in the past. I was excited, I was happy. I wasn't shocked though. I just knew that, okay, this is what I should have been doing the entire time. This hard, habit, this difficult thing to do is what I should have been doing the entire time. But the thing is, it's not a difficult habit, right? I made it easy. Like I said, habit stacking, I stacked it on to other things I was already doing. And the actual cardio itself is not super high intensity. It's just walking, or it's just like going for a jog, right? It's using some of the machines at the gym. It's not really anything crazy. Because I was being lazy, because I wasn't doing it, it got built up in my head over time as this difficult thing, this thing that I don't want to do, right? And then you see all these other people online telling you, oh, don't do cardio. Cardio is gonna kill your gains, right? You don't need cardio to lose fat. And it's like, yeah, dude, you don't need cardio, but it's gonna help a lot. It's like, you don't need, pre-workout or caffeine before a workout, but it definitely helps, you know what I mean? So I just wasn't doing this thing that I know I should have been doing all along, right? Teaching my body or signaling to my body to burn more of its excess fat, and then also training my heart, right? Cardio is like lifting, but for the heart specifically, which the heart is obviously the most important muscle in your body. Obviously, eating in a calorie deficit is still the #1 driver of fat loss. If you're not in a calorie deficit, you're not gonna lose any weight, you're not gonna lose any fat, but I do think that cardio is equally as important. You're going to look a lot better if you're just doing cardio on a regular basis while you're trying to lose weight, versus if you're just sitting around all day and then starving yourself and barely eating anything, but then barely moving also. In fact, that could actually slow down your metabolism. That could actually slow down your progress of losing weight and losing fat specifically. Whereas doing cardio is gonna keep your metabolism higher. You're signaling to your body that you need to keep moving, that you need to stay active. It's also gonna help with your lifting progress because cardio is improving your blood flow. Your blood is now carrying more oxygen to your muscles, right? Improving your work capacity. You can actually lift more weight, more reps, thus leading to more gains. And obviously we know more gains, more muscle. Muscle eats away at fat at rest. So by doing cardio, not only are you burning calories during the cardio, but it has a downstream effect of actually burning fat through building more muscle. It actually improves your lifting as opposed to just eating in a really big deficit that makes your lifting feel shitty. So after this, I implement cardio, the daily cardio, into my regular routine as part of my weight loss. A month after doing that, I weigh myself and then I take a waist measurement, right? Because waist measurements are supposed to be more accurate than the scale to measure your progress. Compared to the month prior, I've lost 1.5 inches off my waist. I don't know how accurate that is necessarily, but my waistline is 100% smaller than it was a month ago because I started doing this cardio. That's the only thing I changed. I'm still sleeping the same, still same lifting routine, same amount of protein, and I'm actually eating more calories now, but I'm doing cardio. I'm getting movement, right? I'm not starving myself. I'm giving my body more fuel and allowing it to move more and be more active as it was intended to, right? Our bodies are made to move. We're not supposed to be just sitting around all day. That's why there's so many health defects associated with sedentary lifestyle and just being a couch potato all day. So how can we implement this? I think the first thing is to start slow, right? You gotta start slow. Don't just do what I'm doing and like jump in straight to daily cardio. I had been doing cardio previously, I was just inconsistent with it, but I started doing daily cardio because I already had that foundation. But if you haven't been doing any cardio or just very little cardio in your routine, and it's inconsistent, start slow. Start with like 1 session per week for like 20 minutes. Not too much, but it's something. It's a starting point, because then you can progressively overload your cardio. Just like in the gym, you start to plateau, the weights become easy, you add a little bit more weight, or you do a little bit more reps. Same thing with cardio. Oh, I'm only doing cardio 1 time a week for 20 minutes, but now my fat loss is kind of slowing down, I'm kind of stalling. Well, don't drop your calories, keep eating more food, keep giving yourself more fuel. Do 2 sessions of cardio, then do 2 sessions of 25 minutes, then oh, I'm stalling again. Okay, now let's do 3 sessions of 25 minutes. Oh, a few weeks later, I'm stalling again. Okay, now let's do 3 sessions of 30 minutes. You see, you give yourself so much more wiggle room, so much more room to progressively overload the cardio, and you're never going to like run out of space. Versus if you just start right away with daily cardio and you've barely been doing anything, A, that's a huge leap. You're probably not gonna be able to stick with it. And then B, you're gonna be trying to do cardio 7 days a week for like 30 to 60 minutes. Then when you plateau, where do you go from there? Oh, we gotta do an hour and 5 minutes every day, now an hour and 10 minutes every day, an hour and 20, an hour and 30 minutes every day of cardio. And that's just getting a bit unrealistic at that point. You know, you should be able to lose enough weight just from adding in a little bit of cardio at a time that you don't need to go all the way up to 7 days a week for over an hour, right? And also this type of cardio, this like moderate intensity, it doesn't really spike hunger as much. A lot of people kind of fearmonger and talk about, oh, cardio is gonna spike your hunger, you're gonna get hungry and you're gonna eat all that food back. And it's like, yeah, if you're doing like super high intensity like sprints all the time or whatever. But if you're just doing incline walking, if you're just going for a little jog, if you're just on the rowing machine, you know, you're doing something moderate intensity, it's not really gonna be that big of a deal. You know, you're not gonna be ravenous, you're not gonna be starving because you're eating more food, and then the cardio you're doing is not too crazy. You know, it's not signaling too much of the hunger hormone like higher intensity would. The next suggestion I have is pick a form of cardio that you enjoy, but is also not too difficult, right? You want to do something where you are waking up every morning and you actually want to move, you actually want to get active, right? Whether that's you're playing a sport, you're playing basketball, you're playing tennis, you're playing soccer, maybe you just go for a run, maybe you swim, maybe you're just doing what I do and you just incline treadmill and you're just watching a show or something, right? Maybe you're dancing, I don't know, whatever it is for you, whatever form of cardio you enjoy, and that's gonna keep you motivated to keep moving. That's what you should stick to. That's gonna help you to keep burning those calories, consistently, week in, week out. You're just gonna stick to your plan because you actually like what you're doing. Don't do some form of cardio that you hate or that you saw someone else do online, but you aren't really good at, or it's painful for you. You're gonna quit and then you're just gonna be back where you started because it was just not a good fit for you. Also, it's okay to switch it up. If you're doing the same exercises over and over and over, not only are you physically gonna plateau, you're gonna burn out mentally. You're not gonna be motivated to do it. Just like if it's too difficult, if it's too boring, you're also going to be annoyed. That's why I like the incline walking, because it's like you can just watch something, it gives me time to kind of relax, watch a TV show or something, watch like YouTube, listen to some music, just kind of zone out, just kind of chill out for like a little bit for 30 to 60 minutes, right? If you find yourself in this position of not wanting to do your cardio, just try and change it up. Maybe it will reinvigorate you to keep moving, to keep staying active. And the final point I have is to keep your calories as high as you can. Right, we want to aim for a deficit of no more than 500 to, I would even say, up to 700 at most. I found that I can go all the way to like a 700 calorie deficit below my maintenance and still be okay. If you can do more and still be okay and not be like ravenous, not be starving, go ahead. Or if 700 to 500 is too much and you need to be in like a 400, 300 calorie deficit, just do that instead. Because the whole point is we want to keep calories as high as possible while keeping movement high as well, right? We don't just want to bring calories way down, starve ourselves, and then also be sedentary. We're starving and we're sedentary. That's a double whammy of just negativity, right? We want to be eating more, having more energy, more fuel for our workouts, and then moving more, training the heart, getting those good brain chemicals flowing, right? Getting the good blood flow, just getting that runner's high, getting active, building a habit of just moving and flowing throughout the day, it also sets you up for just a really good start to the day. I feel like when you start your day with a nice jog or something, you start your day with movement. It's like you're starting your day with flow, and then you're kind of flowing throughout the day, not just physically, but more so mentally. Finally, I'm just gonna leave you with this quote. I don't remember who said this, but I saw this on like a YouTube community post somewhere. But the quote was basically, the magic you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. Right, we know what we need to be doing to achieve our goals. Deep down, I feel like we all know what it is, right? I knew that I needed to be doing cardio, that I needed to be moving more, and I wasn't being active enough to really bust through a plateau, to really continue my fat loss journey and to accelerate my progress. I knew deep down that that's what I should have been doing, but I was avoiding it. The magic is in the work that you're avoiding. Don't run away from discomfort, right? Embrace it. If everything that you wanted was within your comfort zone, was easy to obtain, you'd already have it. If the physique goal, the weight loss goal that you had was easy, you would already have it. There's a reason a lot of people don't achieve their goals. It's because it's hard, it's because it's difficult, and they refuse to embrace the discomfort, right? They refuse to do the difficult things that they know they should do. And the trick is that these things aren't actually that difficult, right? We perceive them as difficult in our minds. I was viewing cardio as this difficult thing, as this, oh, I have to do all this movement and I'm gonna be out of breath and it's gonna be difficult and I don't feel like getting up and doing all that. I don't feel like going on the treadmill for like 30 minutes. But then you do it and you're like, oh, wait a minute, this is easy, right? This isn't difficult at all. I was just thinking in my head that it was. I was creating that reality that it's difficult, and I was lying to myself. I was gaslighting myself, right? My ego, that inner voice that lies, and I shouldn't have been listening to that. And this is something that I'll go into more in later videos, but these lies, that it goes beyond fitness, right? Believing these lies in our head. It's a very deep topic. I won't get too much into it right now because I'll keep it about the cardio. I'll keep it surface level right now, but the magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. Remember that. If there's something that you know you should be doing for whatever goal it is, please do that. Don't run away from it, because the sooner you do it, the sooner you're going to accomplish that goal. The sooner you're going to get to the results that you're trying to get to.